Okay, we are live. Hello to all 16 of you who got the notification. I decided to do this last minute. It's kind of late at night. I'm playing around with the new camera. I'm playing around with new light settings. And I figured, it's been 10 days since our last live Q&A. And it is something, I had a vision when I turned on memberships on my channel that I would use the live Q&As as something a bit special for channel members, and that I would ask Barb. So Barb, I do have the lovely Barb, SPTV Tattoo Warrior, in the back helping me star comments. Barb, do me a favor and focus on starring comments and questions from channel members, because I have memberships turned on my channel, but I don't do special members only content. I just can't. It would just be too much for me. So how do I try to incentivize channel memberships? I just feel like live Q&As are a really good way. And, feel free to sprinkle in some, non-member questions and comments as well. But yeah. So, and thank you to all the new channel members, or welcome to all the new channel members. And thank you for becoming a channel member. And yeah. So by the way, the change that I've made from the video that I did just like 30 minutes ago is I turned these lights on to maximum cold. So basically, to me, cold is like white light and warm is like orange light. And I've gotten so used to the warm orange look that I really do like the orange look. But people are always asking me, why the hell do you look so orange? And I was like, it's because of those beautiful orange lights. Don't you love them? And I don't know. I guess not as many people love the orange lights as I do. So playing around with it a little bit. Let me see. What else? Did I change anything else in the back? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I also realized, you guys know in the video that I just did, if you happen to watch it, I was saying how I was a little self-conscious that with the new location of my computer here, I feel weird looking down all the time. But you know what was even more weird? When I would do live Q&As and I'd be looking through the live chat, what was weird is looking just off to the camera while scrolling. It's actually much less weird. It's much less weird to look down. So anyway, there we go. Do your worst, Barb. Start starring some member comments. Guys, if you're a member and you particularly want your comment pulled up on screen, because sometimes people make comments and questions, but they're responding to other people in the chat, and we don't really want to bring those up. We want to bring up questions and comments that are meant to be brought up on screen. So start your comment with the word comment, start your question with the word question, and that will help Barb differentiate. Oh, are you trying to call me Barb? Because are you not able to star stuff? Oh, okay, everything's fine, but you're not starring anything, Barb. All right, you know what? Let me start by saying hello to channel members. Nikki, Kiki, and two cats. Hey, hey. Yeah, Kiki was here real early. SMSP. Hello. Balake Reed. Always good to see you, Balake. Cat K, welcome to the live Q&A. Napoleon and Rags, welcome. Capricious Caroline. Barb, welcome. Pink Ladybug, welcome. Jade Dragon. Carol Barnhart. Face of Delightful Nature. Awesome. Nitas Nook. Hello, Nitas Nook. Hello, Casey. Hello, Susan. And hello, Donna. Hello, Roto. Wonderful Popcorn SP. Welcome to the chat. Max's mom, welcome. Tracy and Tulsa, hello. Failed Pessimist. I don't feel like I've noticed. I have not noticed that screen name before. So welcome. Is Nora in here somewhere? Saying hi, Nora. She must be in here somewhere. Oh, there she is. My mama loves you, AA Run. Yes, me and Nora's mom, Kathy, have known each other for a long time. I've known Nora since I was like 14. And I think I first met Kathy, it would have been later, when I joined the Sea Org in Los Angeles and was working on L. Ron Hubbard Way. And Kathy was one of the Scientologists on course there at the so-called American Saint Hill organization. Tell your mom I said hi. Thanks for joining, Nora. And all right, Barb's working away back there. So let's see here. Lisa Kelson wants to know, hey, Aaron, can we see a game night soon? It would be awesome to see Reese and Aaron back together again. I feel like we'll be getting the band back together again soon. But I'll tell you what gets me even more excited than game night, or actually not more excited, where I feel like there's more opportunities for things like that. Because you guys know, Reese is one of the board members of the SPTV Foundation, as is Sterling, as is Mike Brown, and as is Liz Gale, who I believe joined us on a game night at least once. And you know, I haven't done like the big concentrated YouTube based fundraisers for the SPTV Foundation because I want to wait until we officially have our 501c3 status. And I guess what I'm saying here is I feel like there's going to be some opportunities to do like SPTV. Well, there's SPTV game night, and then there's like SPTV Foundation fundraiser game night. You know what I mean? And I realize game night's game night. If we're going to have fun, we're going to have fun. It doesn't really matter whether it's a fundraiser or not a fundraiser. But I'm just saying, I get a little excited because I think we're going to be getting that determination letter pretty soon. And but yeah, we'll have to do game night. We'll have to bring it back. Let's see. Cascade. They are the same people that say you look tired. Oh, the people that say I look too orange. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been hit with a you look tired, but I should look tired. I do have a problem getting enough sleep. You know, I have blackout curtains in this room where I record. And that's because I didn't, you know, back when I was recording like early on in my channel, well, 2 years ago, I didn't do live streams. I only did pre-records and edits. And when I would take too long to record a video, I'd be doing my editing and you could just see the shadow moving. And it was just clear that, you know, it was just, you could actually tell how much I cut out of a video by how much the sun had moved during the video. And I had a vision when I started recording in this space because I'm kind of a night owl. Like I like staying up late. I just love staying up until 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh man. And this is when I was still thinking with pre-records. I was like, oh man, I could pre-record tons of videos just in the middle of the night. And, you know, and even if I was recording during the day, like no shadows, no movement of the sun. What the hell's my point? Oh yeah. I've got this room blacked out, but the bedroom where I sleep, not blacked out. It's so stupid. So like if I blacked out my bedroom, the way I have this room blacked out, I could get tons of sleep. But for some reason, I can't bring myself to do that. When I call myself a pathological procrastinator, it is because of things like that. How long would it take me to just black out the windows in my room so that I could actually get a good amount of sleep, even when I stay up late? An hour? I mean, I've been in this house for like a year and a half or something like that, and I just haven't been able to bring myself to do it. So anyway, there you go. Story time with AA Ron. Thank you, Cascade, for that. Escaping the Cultiverse. The orange lights are soft and sexy. I love them. I just wanted to, this is really just an experiment. Let me know, guys, in the live chat, in the comments, if you're watching the replay. Do the white lights do anything for you? Does it seem more natural? Do I seem more visible? I don't really like them. And plus, I've got the thing shining in my damn face right there. I don't really love it. I've got this in my peripheral vision. I like the softness of the warm light. Okay, Balake wants to know, Aaron, what is your favorite food? Conversely, what is your least favorite food? Also, thank you for blessing the chat. Chat be blessed. You're all cult members of Arontology. Didn't you hear? Welcome. Okay, favorite food. Oh boy, this is a hard one. I used to it's steak. I guess your favorite food is what you eat all the time when you can eat whatever you want. It's steak. Steak is my favorite food. I also like chicken. I prefer chicken thighs to chicken breasts, even though the chicken breasts are healthier for you. Chicken thighs is pretty much the main thing I eat these days. For a while there, I was really on a steak kick, nothing but steak for months. But the truth is, I believe chicken's a bit healthier for you, and I am trying to get back down to the weight I'd really like to be at. When I had my little medical emergency, as I like to call it, a few months ago, I got down to 197. I'm back up to about 218 right now, and I'm pretty determined to get back down to somewhere close to 205. So right now, it's all about chicken thighs for me, chicken thighs and protein shakes, and Costco special, you guys. And okay, so I'm gonna say steak. Steak is my favorite food. I used to crab cakes. Oh my god, crab cakes, got to be right up there on that list. Oh, just love crab cakes. Right beneath crab cakes is beefcake. That's a little inside joke. And let me see. Least favorite food, definitely zucchini. Not a big fan of zucchini. Not after the zucchini incident when I was a kid. It involved zucchini, it involved milk, it involved vomit, and ever since then, can't handle the zucchini. Okay, let's see. Max's mom, can we get a game night soon? Indeed. All right, let's see. Julie Landver. I'm going to be in Clearwater the weekend of June 7th. Is there any chance you will be protesting that weekend? I would love to meet you. Good question. I tend not to plan things in advance, but let me look at the calendar real quick. Let's go month view. What? It's May 29th. Okay, so that's next weekend. I very well may be out of town. I mean, I am supposed to be out of town that weekend. It wasn't quite clear whether it was going to be that weekend precisely or a little later in the week. So to be determined. But definitely check in with me. Check in with me a little closer to the date, and I'll be able to give you a better answer. Thank you so much. Alicia, XX, Alicia, XX. Welcome as a channel member, Alicia. Thank you for joining. Duchess Diana, comment, looking great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. How many people do you think that you have helped escape the cult? Well, the key word here is help. The difficult word is escape. I know when people hear of people leaving Scientology or escaping Scientology, they tend to think of the most extreme examples of like literally physically having to escape. And the truth is, most people don't leave Scientology that way. They leave Scientology gradually. But I can also imagine people who've left Scientology gradually and had to deal with disconnection and had to deal with harassment. I could also see people describing them as having escaped from the cult, even though it didn't require a dramatic exit or jumping in the trunk of a car or, running down the road or something like that. And so, and also, I'm just going to give you a bunch of different thoughts on this question. Oh, wait, I got to remember camera B. So there are a lot of people who have found watching content on YouTube from former Scientologists who are talking about Scientology issues as something that helped them leave Scientology. And this would apply to people who I've never even met, but who have emailed me and, many other people. This applies to just all former Scientologists who do content on YouTube. Many of them, particularly people who are maybe not as easy to contact as I am. Many of these people may have no idea how many people they have actually helped leave Scientology. And then, of course, you add on top of that, all the years that I ran the Aftermath Foundation. And I guess the number that I want to use is just hundreds without being able to put a specific number on it. More than 100. Would it be more than 200? It's going to be somewhere in that vicinity is probably my best guess. There's a lot of people who are under the radar. And I consider being in touch with people who, there are a lot of people who are under the radar and are in touch with former Scientologists like myself. And I consider being in touch with people who are under the radar and just sort of being a sounding board for them. Sort of being able to be a sanity check, like kind of a lifeline to the world outside of Scientology. Someone who's not in Scientology, but can understand everything you're going through and your reasons for this or that. I consider just being in touch with under the radar people to be helping someone eventually leave Scientology. And I think that's very, very valuable. I think that is very valuable. Anyway, thank you for the question. Eat more pizza now. I appreciate it. Oh, Lord. Lucinda says, it looks like you're sitting farther back than normal. And yet I'm not. Oh, actually, now that I'm realizing it, the camera on my, well, I'm not sitting further back than normal, but the camera that's recording might be a little farther away from me than normal because it's probably a couple inches further back than my laptop camera. So thank you for that. Cross Stitch 626. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Let's see here. Rawson says, aren't churches supposed to have public services? Wouldn't it be interesting to demand all orgs provide them weekly? You know, I'm not an authority on this. I'm not sure. I find it hard to believe that one of the like contingencies for being a church is that you have to allow all members of the public to join. I feel like there would be an allowance for a church to only allow members of its own congregation to join. But I don't know. So sorry about that, Ross, and I'm just not sure. Let me see what else we have here. Did SMSP says, did you catch the Cult of Arontology stream this morning? It was hilarious. The specific one you're referring to, I'm not sure. So let me just do a quick search. I feel like you must be talking about Feral Cheryl because she's been doing a lot of funny stuff about that. No, I don't see it there. Let me search for Feral Cheryl stuff. Okay, I'm looking at Feral Cheryl's. She's just got so much stuff. Yeah, no, I'm not sure specifically what you're talking about. You could be talking about so many different videos. Wait, there's not a channel called that, is there? Hold on. Yeah. No, so this is a bit of an inside joke of former Summer Savage did it. Oh, okay. Thanks, Barb. Former Catholic nun and present full-time resident of Mike Rinder's asshole, Stephanie Hutchison, has declared to the world that anyone who supports me in my channel is a member of the Cult of Arontology. I believe she calls them Aaronites, which is interesting, but people have been having a lot of fun with it, and I think it is very funny. So thank you guys for all of the comedy. Okay, let's see. Scrolling through. Rodo, how many cases is the SPTV Foundation currently working on? I know we don't call them cases or anything. And I think just this week alone, we approved, or just in the last 2 weeks, we've approved 3 separate requests for assistance. And they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool ones. They're kind of big ones, in my opinion. And I expect you'll even be hearing about, some of them, but yeah. And I'm referring to people who actually submit applications for specific assistance, like financial assistance for various things. I'm not even talking about all of the people who just want help of some kind that doesn't require money. And that is the cool thing about having so many board members on the foundation. Um, and also the thing is, like, it's also the reason it was important to me to have board members who were part of the effort to publicly be as public and far reaching as possible, because it is that effort in part that makes us easy to contact and visible. And when Scientologists who are, on some part of that path out of Scientology stumble onto the internet and they start watching the YouTubes and they start watching stuff, I want as many of those people as possible to be promoting the fact that there is a foundation. Other than the fact that there's just hundreds of former Scientologists who are all willing to help, there is specifically a foundation that can provide specific types of help. Because for sure, you don't have to be the board member of any foundation to help someone that is somewhere on their path out of Scientology. The foundations themselves are really a vehicle for finance. It's a way to raise money and to try to put that money to work as effectively and efficiently as possible when it's needed, but only when it's needed. Otherwise, all the other ways that board members can help people leaving Scientology are the exact same ways that any other former Scientologist can help people leaving Scientology, and have been doing for decades, if not generations. And so, yeah, the foundations themselves are a vehicle for finance to receive tax deductible donations and put those funds to work privately behind the scenes, also in part so that people don't have to publicly put their stories on the internet just to get help that they might urgently need. Thank you for the question, Rodo. I very much appreciate it. Let's see. Question: what does your father think of your channel and activism? Yeah, I mentioned recently that when I went up to Montreal, it was a family trip. It was to see my younger brother and my dad and my stepmom. And I think I spoke a little bit about my dad in a way that I probably never have, or to an extent that I probably never have. My dad's never been in Scientology. And that's because my parents were never together. My parents were never married. I'm not even sure my parents were ever actually like a real couple. I'm not quite sure. And it's why I have the two last names. Smith is my mom's name and Levin is my dad's name. My dad loves what I do. He can't even believe that I have 240 some thousand subscribers. And he also cannot believe how many people, like, well, for example, the people I met up with in Montreal, we met up with a bunch of people. He just assumed that they were all former Scientologists. I said, no, none of them are former Scientologists. He's like, huh? I'm like, no, like most of the people who watch my content and the content of any other former Scientologist, most of the viewers are people who've never had anything to do with Scientology. And he's like, you're kidding me. I'm like, Dad, did you think there was 240,000 ex-Scientologists? There's never even been 240,000 Scientologists. You just hadn't thought about it. No, but he thinks it's cool. He thinks it's great. Thank you for the question. SPTV Inc. Wow, nice screen name. Twitter notifications always alert me. I now rely on them. Thanks for dual streaming. Wow. Okay, but you're commenting. I think I can tell. You're commenting on YouTube though, right? So is it I do, by the way, I do stream whenever possible. Sometimes StreamYard glitches out and won't allow it, but all of my live streams on YouTube are also live streamed on Twitter and live streamed on Facebook. Facebook glitched out, and this one's not live streaming on Facebook. But that's actually fascinating that you might be able to get your alerts on Twitter and then come over to YouTube to jump into the comment section. But did you guys know, if you comment on Twitter, like I guess if you just reply tweet to the live stream, I actually see that comment on StreamYard. But I'm not sure that I can reply to it. So I guess what's the point? Okay, let's see. Oh, Peter King. Hey, Aaron, first time live with you, and I've been a subscriber for a while. Do you think Ashton is some Diddy shit? The truth is, I don't. Oh, wait, it depends on, I guess I'm not totally clear on what exactly all of the accusations are against Diddy, other than obviously I've seen the videos of him, dragging and hitting his girlfriend off the elevator. And it was one thing was like in front of an elevator. And then he was like, I saw those videos that were all over Twitter and everything. And then I remember seeing some news coverage of the complaint. Oh, because his ex-girlfriend had sued him and there was the huge complaint. Oh, there was all sorts of trafficking allegations. Oh yeah, there was some crazy stuff. I don't have any reason to believe Ashton's into that Diddy level shit. But I think Ashton is into Ashton has had some involvement in Danny Masterson's shenanigans. It's never been completely clear exactly how much Ashton knew and when he knew it. And I certainly don't want to imply that I have some super secret knowledge that indicates that he has. It depends on what exactly we're talking about. And it depends on where exactly you draw that line between unethical, immoral, and illegal. And yeah, I guess that's really all I can say about it. Do I think Ashton is up to that Diddy level? I kind of doubt it. But I don't know. A lot of these things, when they finally come out, it turns just like the Harvey Weinstein stuff. It turns out a lot of people knew about the Harvey Weinstein thing for a really, really long time. And, Cat Williams made that Diddy joke when he was on with Shannon Sharp about, he said, sometimes Diddy want to party and you got to say no. And it was very clear that Shannon knew what he was talking about. And this was weeks before everything blew up. And when you hear the descriptions of Diddy's parties and what everyone knew was going on, it's like everyone's known about this shit for a long, long, long time. And I guess what I'm saying is part of me wants to say, if Ashton was at that level, you think it would be one of these open secrets, and it doesn't seem like it is. But yet, how would we know? Like, we didn't know about the Diddy stuff until we heard about it. So even if it's an open secret in the industry, is it possible that whatever Ashton's up to is an open secret in the industry and we just don't know about it yet? Anything is possible. And that's the problem with saying it's possible. Anything is possible. Is it probable? God, I just don't know, guys. But I guess your question is, do I think he is? I have no reason to lean in that direction. I just know that he knows a lot more about the Danny Masterson stuff than I think people think that he knows. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for the question. All right, let's see. Bruce, what do you think of the channel Utology? The video clip compilations that I see from the Utology channel are absolutely fantastic. If I'm thinking of the right videos, I also have always wondered whether the voiceover that is in those videos is the voiceover of the actual channel creator, or is somebody using AI voiceover, because it's incredible. I actually really like the Utology videos, and I know I'm subscribed to the channel, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to pull up and make sure that I am. Yep, I'm subscribed. I absolutely love it. And I'm always getting emailed the Utology clips as well. And I think I used one of the Utology videos in one of my recaps. Not recaps, I don't do recaps, but one of my videos. But I want to use more. The only reason I haven't used the Utology videos more is because I actually prefer to use the videos from the channels that they were originally from, because when I'm doing my videos about videos, I like to use it as an opportunity to promote and highlight the other channels. So we'll see. I'll have to figure out how to incorporate more Utology stuff, because it is really good stuff. Old Frizz. Kathy, this is referring to Nora's mom. Kathy said you were a jerk when you were in the Sea Org, but she said you're great now, though. It's funny. Me and Kathy did not get along that well in the Sea Org. She was very ornery. Actually, let me look up that word, make sure I'm using it correctly. Yeah, she and I would butt heads a lot. Bad-tempered and combative, stubborn. Yes, I'm sure Kathy and I would each describe each other as having been ornery with each other during my time in the Sea Org. But yeah, uh, it's all good times, all water under the bridge. Okay, let's see. Christian B. Woot! Caught the live. Not only did you catch the live, but you got your comment up there. So every day is a good day not to be in a cult. All right, let's see. Declared Dave loves suppressive. Sherry, Declared Dave, I see you got your own channel now. First of all, I saw some of it. And then actually, and you got a nice little setup. I like your chair, I like your lights, I like your camera, I like your microphone. And I think did you email me? Did you email me or text me a link to one of your videos? I saw the email, but I didn't click the link. But I had already seen your stuff. So anyway, so cool that you're doing a channel and so ready to join all these new cults. Yeah, yeah, and there is for all you guys looking for multiple cults to join, you can go to the website sptv.space, which was created by Fluffer Squirrel UK. And it will show you all the channels, all the SPTV channels, and it'll even show you which ones are live at any given time. So yeah, go join all those cults. Okay, let's see. Just a Northern Girl says, you probably heard by now that L. Ron Hubbard Way will be closed for 9 days starting June 1st for a children's festival. To your knowledge, is this an annual, to your knowledge, is this an annual event Scientology has always had? Thank you, Just a Northern Girl. The answer is, oh, hell no. No, they've never done this before. They're doing this because they are aware of something else that's going to be happening that they're trying to interfere with. They can try all they want. The idea that Scientology is closing down L. Ron Hubbard Way for an entire week for a children's festival is so comical. It is so comical. So is this children's festival open to everyone in the community? It damn well better be. If the LAPD, not the LAPD, if the city of Los Angeles has allowed Scientology to close down a public road for an entire week for an event that I bet they're promoting that it's a community event, kids of Hollywood, kids of LA, Brit come one, come all. And yet they won't allow kids of people who Scientology doesn't like. We just might have to test their admission rules. We're going to have to test the strength of Scientology's admissions policy for this permitted event. So yeah, the short answer is no. They've never done that before. That was never a thing. Scientology does not care about that. I mean, you know who won't be bringing their kids there? Scientologists. This is just, one, it's a PR move, and two, it's a way to interfere with some protester activities that they probably have learned are going to be happening. Okay, let's see. Marissa Martin says, I don't like the looking down. I hear you. Brittany H says, your skin looks great in these lights. Really? Well, I think it looks shiny. And because I do get shiny and oily, which is why I keep the house at 70 degrees. Anything above that, and I'm getting sweaty and oily and shiny. Okay, Cascade says, as imminent as it is, does it dishearten the SP community of little Davy's delay of justice in the courts? Good question. I can only speak for myself. And the answer is no. Nothing disheartens me. Nothing disheartens me. There's no victory that Scientology could have that would actually dishearten me. It's just the way it goes. Like, my goal is to do as much of what I'm already doing as humanly possible to flood the interwebs with content about Scientology from former Scientologists, to encourage as many former Scientologists as possible to contribute to flooding the internet with as much content as possible about Scientology from former Scientologists, so that when people stumble into the interwebs, particularly people who are in the Scientology bubble, and they're trying to see what's out there, what does the world think of us? What are people saying about us? They will see as many faces as possible And the more of those faces that there are, the higher the likelihood that they're going to find someone that they actually knew, that they actually used to like, and see, oh, it's not just evil psychiatrists that are talking about spreading the bad word about Scientology. It's actually people I know. Well, I wonder what they have to say. And then I think when they start listening, they'll start being like, oh, they're not lying though. Like they're saying stuff you're not allowed to say, but they're not lying. Okay, so I'm getting a little off topic of the actual question that you asked, which is, does it dishearten the SPTV community? Not really. And I mean, and also this is a delay. It's not even like a decision went their way. Like the only thing, it's not like they asked the judge to make a decision and the judge decided in their favor. That's not really what happened here. The judge deciding to put a stay on the lawsuit was inevitable. The only reason it hadn't already happened is because Scientology had not yet appealed the judge's ruling. There was Scientology tried to file an anti-SLAPP against the Bixler lawsuit. They tried to get the suit gutted. They tried to get the suit thrown out. The judge ruled against Scientology on that request. And the judge knew that Scientology had maybe like 60 days or whatever it is to file an appeal. And today's hearing had already been on the calendar, but he knew darn well that Scientology had a window to file the appeal, that they would probably file the appeal at the very last moment before that window closed. And once that appeal was filed, the case has to go on a hold, right? Now, so I think the judge's decision to put the thing on a hold was perfectly expected. I think it was hoped that he might have ruled on the issue of whether the plaintiffs in the Bixler et al. Versus Scientology were going to be granted leave to file their second amended complaint, to add an additional plaintiff, to add additional complaints to the lawsuit. I think it was hoped that even if he was going to put the case on a stay or on hold or whatever, that they would still be granted leave to go and do that thing. So instead, he just said, nope, pause, timeout. We're not doing anything. Kind of a long answer, but there you go, Cascade. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Scrolling down. Carol Barnhart. I love the lighting right now. Thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words. Balake, yes, he blessed the chat. You're all blessed, my children. You can get your Kool-Aid in the back of the room. What is this? Max's mom says, can we get spatulas and flip-flops and orb on your fourth wall? I'm not sure I wonder if I can request that fourth wall add new items as merch. The way fourth wall works is they have their stock of items. And what they do is they just let you, as one of the creators, upload designs, and they just put your designs on the merch that they already have. And I've never tried asking them to add a new piece of merch. But maybe I'll explore that. Maybe I can ask them to add spatulas and flip-flops and orbs. I was hoping more for a big robe, kind of a creepy robe with giant hoods and big fat arms. I would definitely come on here with one of those. That would be fun. Rodo says the background looks too dark. With your black shirts, you look like a floating head in the best possible way, of course. Theta Tater. We're going to have to do another test, guys. We're going to have to see how this whole setup looks with my pink shirt, and then with the blue shirt, and then the other blue shirt, and then the green shirt. And I haven't busted out the purple shirt yet. I'm just not feeling purple these days. Purple's the pink is actually really like the blues. And I really do like the pink. Pink's a fun color to wear. So yeah, we'll see. I guess it is a floating head. I got the black chair. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I can see it. All right. Cat B. I like either cool or warm light, but my OCD that needs things. What? Barb? All right, now I got to find the thing. Okay, I like either cool or warm light, but my OCD that needs things even wishes for lights on the YouTube button. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess you're saying even because there's a light there, but there's no light there. Yeah, we'll figure it out, Cat B. Thank you for joining. Duchess Diana, this lighting makes you look fierce. Well, thank you, Duchess. I think that's a good thing. Uh-oh. Ken's channel. The detail of Aaron at 1080p is almost overshare. The new cam is awesome. Yeah, so the camera that I'm using is one of the 3 cameras that I use for the actual when I'm doing an actual podcast interview. So you guys have only seen the interview that I've done with George. This Sunday, I'll publish my interview with Kai. Kai is SPIT Clearwater. You've seen him in the chat. And I was like, I've got these 3 cameras sitting around. Oh, and I had these cameras when Kellycopter was in town, and she said, you know, it's really a piece of cake to like use one of these great cameras you got lying around as your actual camera. And even then, it took me a month to even try. And then once I tried, it took me about 10 minutes to get it set up. So thank you, Ken. Always great to see you in here. Cheerful Sprinkler said, Aaron, wipe your face. You're a bit shiny. I wiped my face before I started the stream. So, you know, wipe once, you're good. Wipe twice, now you're playing with it, okay? And that's, now you've crossed the line, okay? You got to put your manners back in. Once per video is enough. And plus, I don't have any of my little hand towels here anyway. Usually I do. Usually I do right here just for the sake of wiping off my head before I start a video. And for some reason, it's not here. Where the heck did it go? But anyway, thank you. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's see. NatCat 180. OSA. Shh. Arontology religious services in progress. Oh my God, that's a great idea for like a thumbnail or a title. Do not disturb. Religious service in progress. Good to see you, NatCat 180. NatCat 180 is one of the awesome people that came out and I was able to meet up with in Montreal. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Let's see. Escaping the cultiverse, eh? How many times a week do you go to Costco? 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes just for fun, just to roam the aisles and feel at home. I've thought there's so many things that I get at Costco that I could just have like auto delivered to me from Amazon, like paper towels. Except going to Costco is one of my main excuses for getting out of the house. And yeah. Thank you for the question. Okay, Sharona says, do you think they stopped sending out SP declares so it could be claimed that a person is still a member of the church if trying to sue? Should people leaving make legal document that they left? Very good question. I believe they stopped sending out SP declares because they did not want them to appear on the internet. And there is actually a good legal reason for someone to, when they leave Scientology, send Scientology a letter informing them of informing Scientology that the person is leaving Scientology. And I'm not gonna try to actually describe the reason why that is legally a good idea, but it is a good idea. That essentially you are sending a letter to them, letting them know you're officially leaving them and you are no longer subject to their rules and policies and ethics procedures. Okay, declared Dave loves suppressive. Sherry, love the new cam, need more backlighting. Yeah, you're right. I've noticed if you watch any of the interviews on Joe Rogan's channel, like when I listen to someone that Joe Rogan's interviewing, I don't actually listen to the audio version. I watch it on YouTube. And I've noticed he has a very interesting, almost a bottom light from the side. It almost looks a little weird because I can't quite tell why it's necessary in a room that's already lit as well as his room is lit. But like coming from this direction, there's like a bright light shining from the side and behind. It's not even hitting their head, it's just actually hitting their arm. I could use something like that. I like to keep it as low tech as possible. I guess as time has gone on, I've tried to up the game a little bit. The idea of adding more lights just for the sake of looking a little better makes me cringe a little bit, but I don't know why. Like, who cares? What's wrong? Make it as fancy as possible. Thank you, Declared Dave loves Suppressive Sherry. Oh, wait. Yeah, Declared Dave loves Suppressive Sherry. Susie Q, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Batgoat, word up, SPs. Word up, Batgoat. Oh, hell no. Says, easy to contact my ass. You never read your emails, LOL. I do read them all. Meaning, I don't read the content of them all. I do read the subject. I do open it and glance at it and try to absorb whether this is something that needs to be deleted or whether there's something that needs to be replied to right now or whether this is something that needs to be replied to later. Now, later does sometimes mean never, but at the time, at least in my heart and in my mind, it does mean later. So in other words, if it is like, of some urgency, I am actually easy to contact, even if it doesn't feel like it some of the times. All right, let's see. Ooh, Blake Reed. Aaron, I remember what I've been wanting to ask you. Have you ever known or heard of anyone in Scientology that suffered from psychosis or auditory hallucinations? Oh, there's so many Scientologists who have psychotic breaks and psychotic episodes. Unfortunately, the most high-profile, well-known example of that is Lisa McPherson, but she is far, far, far from the only one. And I've never been familiar enough with the people themselves or what they were actually experiencing to know about this auditory hallucinations. That's where you hear things, right? Auditory means, that means you hear it, right? So I don't know that the answer to your first question, like suffering from psychosis, absolutely. Even you're going to be hearing a lot more on my channel about Whitney Mills. Whitney Mills is an example of someone who suffered a psychosis of some type. And I don't have any information about her having experienced auditory hallucinations, for example. But yeah. Hey, guys, that's actually, guys, if any of you guys out there in the Scientology land or former Scientology land, and can think of, you recall specific examples of someone who suffered from a psychosis, particularly if it's an incident that you think people don't really know about, or specifically that involves auditory hallucinations, email me at growingupinscientology@gmail.com. Oh, actually, Louis Repetto, if you're in the chat, I haven't seen you, but I'm only looking at the starred comments. I haven't seen the live chat, but if you're in the chat, Wella McDonald had a full-on psychotic breakdown. And that's only noteworthy because when Louis Repetto and I were in the Sea Org together, Wella was one of the staff ethics officers. She was one of the people entrusted. It's funny. In some ways, it's a senior position, and in some ways, it's not. But it does have a particular amount of authority to it. And she is someone, one of the few Sea Org members that I'm aware of who had a full-on psychotic breakdown. And I believe she was even institutionalized, a la Lisa McPherson. And Louis, we got to talk about that one. Okay, let's see. Pink Ladybug, can we talk about Farrell Cheryl's shorts about the cult of Aarontology? They are hilarious. Yeah, guys, check out Farrell Cheryl's channel. Farrell, actually, Cheryl, are you in the chat, by the way? Barb, give me a thumbs up, thumb down. Is Farrell Cheryl in the chat? Barb, wait, she is? All right. Let me, if you see a comment from Cheryl, give it a star and I'll try to bring it up if you haven't. You probably already have, but yeah. Okay. If I see Farrell Cheryl's, a comment from her in the chat, I'll bring it up so everyone can really make sure you're spelling her screen name right. And you can, well, you're spelling it right there. Okay. That is exactly how Farrell Cheryl is spelled. You can find her channel and see these shorts that everyone's talking about. Thank you so much. Okay, scrolling through. Oh my goodness, eat more pizza now. Thank you so much for gifting 5 channel memberships. I appreciate it. Oh, interesting. Oh, if this is actually, I'll watch the replay, and if this is true, I might have to think twice about doing the second camera or the separate camera. I think the audio is slightly out of sync with the video. I tried it on 2 devices. No biggie, just something to look at. Also, it might be just me. Randomly started at 8 minutes in. Very slight. Well, guys, if you're watching right now, please let me know in the live chat. Does my voice seem to be a little out of sync with my lips? Let me know. And if you're watching right now, if you wouldn't mind giving me a quick hit on that like button, thumbs up. It's fast, it's easy, it's free, and it does actually help, believe it or not. Okay, let's see. Oh, hell no. Says, I think they're talking about Poe doing the thing this morning. Oh, did Poe also do an Aaron-tology thing this morning? Or I'll have to check it out. Oh, I like this. This is very nice. Motherhood to menopause. This is the perfect camera and the perfect light. That is amazing. Thank you for that. Motherhood to menopause. Much appreciated. Scientology up north. Good morning from Denmark. Hey there. So look, there's more than one there's more than one channels in Denmark right now. And I want to see if you are the one that I'm thinking of. So let me look you up right here real quick. Scientology up north. You sure are the one that I'm thinking of. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so I can't tell, Scientology up north, if you go out and do videos with the guy that I'm thinking of, or if you are the guy that I'm thinking of. In other words, here, I'm going to share this right now. All right. This is the guy I'm thinking of. So, Barb, keep your eye on the live chat if you get an answer to this question. Scientology up north. Is that you? Or is that someone you go out with to do videos and you're the one behind the camera? Because if that's you, I left a comment under one of your videos saying, hey, man, we got to do a chat. Hit me up. Shoot me an email. And I don't think I got an email. So, but also, even if that's not you, and even if you're the one behind the camera, email me at growingupinscientology@gmail.com. And again, you may already have, okay? But I'm just saying, do it one more time, and we'll do a chat together. Thank you so much. All right. I am fading fast here and needing to catch up on some much needed sleep, but let me try to scroll through and make sure I haven't been focusing on super chats because I've just been focusing on member comments. And if there are super chats, I do not want to dip before reading them out. So let me do this. Beans Brown says, personal question. How has being out of Scientology changed your idea of what being in love means? How have you changed regarding this concept? Man, this is a really, really good question. Here's how it's changed. The idea, hold on, I got to loosen my belt. I've been sitting in this position for too long. Ugh. Here's a concept that I have only been introduced to recently. And that is caring about someone in a way and to a level where you actually just care about their feelings for the sake of just caring about them as a person and caring about their feelings and wanting to take care of their feelings. Instead of in Scientology, it seems like all relationships are just transactional. Even if it's transactional in a way that I love you as long as you're someone my organization likes. And there's some sort of a transaction there with like, you be someone my organization likes, and I will feel love for you. And if you don't, then I won't. And there's a sort of a transactionality to that in the way that I'm thinking about it. And that, to me, that was something that sort of governed every relationship or friendship I ever had in Scientology. It was always conditional. And I know conditional and transactional are not the exact same thing, but in the way that I'm talking about it, they're very related. in Scientology. And so look, your question was, how has being out of Scientology changed your idea of what being in love means? Yeah, the way I'm describing it is to me an answer to this question, is that you can have the most important thing be the relationship is important, and the relationship itself is something that needs to be cared for. And it's not that everything's just conditional or everything's just transactional. And I hope I'm explaining that in a way that makes sense. And it's honestly it's a lot of fun. Okay, Barb is letting me know that Scientology up north is a woman, and the guy in the video is her boyfriend. Okay, now it all makes sense. Thank you for that. Awesome. Well, how about this? What would it be fun? It'd kind of be fun to talk to you guys both at the same time. But either way, we'll work it out. We're gonna do a chat. Absolutely. Oh my God, Lysander Freeman trying to get me in a lot of trouble. And you reminded me of a really funny joke that Theo Vaughn told. And I was even thinking today, how funny would it be if I tried to tell that joke? And then I thought, yeah, people wouldn't think it was that funny. And let's just say the joke starts with Theo Vaughn saying that he's originally from Nicaragua. And I can't say how the joke ends, even though it is technically not offensive. It's offensive because it almost sounds offensive. I'm not going to do it, you guys. But if you want to hear the joke, if you punch into YouTube, Theo Vaughn, Nicaragua, let me see if it comes up. Theo Vaughn, Nicaragua. Yep. Theo Vaughn. He's from Nicaragua, you guys. All right. Speckwall, thank you very much. Oh, okay. Barb is suggesting that when I'm done, we raid DOA. Okay, so just so that we can actually do that when the time comes, let me set this up on the back office real quick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, well, I hope he's got his channel set up for redirects. Yep, there it is. Okay, I do have it set up. When I end this stream, it will auto redirect to DOA. And if you go over there, jump into his live chat and say, this is a raid. We're coming over from growing up in Scientology. All right, let me make sure I don't miss any super chats, okay? Aaronites assemble. Thank you. Lysander Freeman, just playing. Keep crushing it, man. Love that you don't back down to anyone. Crushing life. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Poe on the go is in the chat. Good to see you, Poe. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Oh, Escaping the Cultiverse says the SPTV Foundation has already made a huge difference. I hope more will be revealed about it since it is just so incredible. Yes, Escaping the Cultiverse knows exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, it makes us all feel amazing to be able to help in these ways. Let's just say that. Okay. Rue says, I don't think Ashton knows Diddy's sleep number. Oh, I love it. Okay. Matt Elliott, MAA, SPTV candidate. Keep up the great work, AA, Ron, and the SPTV Foundation. Thank you so much. Oh, Escaping the Cultiverse says, most of us were jerks in the cult. It's true. Okay, well, here's one, again, from Scientology up north. We are asked whether Scientology is bigger org-wise in the UK or Denmark. We only know Denmark numbers. Roughly 1,000 Sea Org and staff are working here. Is it more in the UK? It's going to be very, very similar because Denmark is the European headquarters for Scientology, and St. Hill is the UK headquarters for Scientology. They both have an advanced org and a St. Hill and a continental management unit, and they both have regular orgs not that far away. It's going to be very similar in numbers, is almost equal. Thank you for the question. All right, let's see. Scrolling down quickly here. Dragon Tears for me. Is it bring your own cup for the Kool-Aid, or do you provide? Any good cult provides cups for the Kool-Aid. This AA Rontology is no exception. Lysandra Freeman, how do most Scientologists align politically? Any Scientology people involved in high-level Fed or government? There's no Scientologists personally involved in high-level federal government, to my understanding, and that's mostly because they don't need that. Their lobbying dollars, the powerful attorneys and lobbyists that work for them, have more influence in the halls of power than any actual Scientologist ever could. Yes, that's just true. And they line. You can never speak for all members of a group, but it does happen. It just so happens that Scientology's hatred of psychiatry leads them to oppose any and all initiatives or any politicians who support expanding funding for healthcare, because that expansion of funding of healthcare includes expanding of funding for mental health care. And we all know which side of the aisle tends to support initiatives that would increase funding for healthcare and therefore mental health care. Scientologists are literally ordered not to support politicians who support bills that increase funding for mental health care. By default, they end up supporting politicians from one particular side of the aisle. Now, since 2016, things in Scientology land have gotten to, the crazy has gone to a whole nother level. And, I would be more interested in hearing from, you know what? Oh, we got to do this, guys. It's so hard for me to do this because I have a no politics rule on my channel. So I don't know that I could get away with doing this without infuriating my audience. Oh, but maybe that's a good reason to do it. Okay, here's what I want to propose. I want to propose a chat with a former Scientologist who, when they were in Scientology, was a progressive liberal Democrat, and a former Scientologist who, when they were in Scientology, was a conservative Republican. And I want to hear their thoughts on how they felt what they were reading and studying and learning in Scientology aligned with their political beliefs. Because I feel like it's one of these things where you can take Scientology and kind of convince yourself that it means kind of whatever you want it to mean, obviously within reason, or within limits. And yeah, because anyway, I shouldn't even try to speak for these people because I don't want to. I consider myself very center of the aisle politically. And I've got friends on both relatively far ends of either spectrum. And as long as none of them ever meet, life is okay. But yeah, good question. Thank you for asking that. Okay, what do we have here? Portland SPTV supporter Melody. Love you, Aaron, and what you and the SPT universe is doing. All hail our fierce leader. Thank you very much. Okay, scrolling down. We're almost done here, guys. Stephanie Wisniewski, new member. Welcome as a new channel member. I'm guessing maybe you got one of those free memberships that Eat More Pizza keeps buying. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you just did. So I don't want to assume that. So thank you very much either way. Tinkleitis McGee, proud of you, dude. I almost fell for some of the fair game stuff about you online. Well, thank you very much. I try to do what I do, and no matter what happens, I'm just going to keep doing it because that's what I do. Anyway, I won't even comment. Danny Ellie Illuminati, welcome as a new channel member. And let's see. All right, guys, that's it. I'm fading fast. I'm getting really tired. I am short on sleep. And as you guys see, I could use a little bit more of that beauty sleep. This has been a blast, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me all your comments and thoughts and feedback on the camera and the lighting situation and all that stuff. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end. And I will talk to you almost ready. Where is it? Soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.